For the jump scare. Oh wait. Is my voice echoing at all? Just a question. I think it should be okay. Well, we'll just have to trust the system. Hello, it's me. I bought this game in September of last year. Wait, was this September when it came out? Yes. And I couldn't play it because I was doing this thing called Spooktober Visual Novel Jam, and my whole everything was busy for like forever. And then I kept putting it off because I was like, well, once I get into this game, I'm not gonna be able to stop. I know this happens with every, like, yeah, this happens with every game. So, what is my remedy for that? Yes. Okay, so like, just to preface, I have seen the first case before, and I believe maybe the second and third ones. The second and third ones I have less recollection of, but I think the third one especially. I do not remember the ending of the first game, and I have never touched the second game. So it's relatively blind. Miles Edgeworth, his whole little side quest, I am very unfamiliar with it, which is a shame as an Ace Attorney fan because I keep seeing like I don't know, like all his little buddies pop up everywhere, and I'm like, oh hey, I know that person is in investigations. Have I played that game? No. I have heard that like the second Miles Edgeworth Investigations game is really good, but it just never got localized for like the longest time. I'm not sure why, because I didn't look into it that much. But it finally came out together as a bundle, and then I bought it in September, and now it is May. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to create like sizable VODs, because by sizable VODs I mean like not 11-hour VODs. Like, I'm gonna stop streaming every time we hit like a break, and then if I'm like, I still want to keep playing, I'll just start streaming again. It'll work out, trust me, believe. I'll operate as if I'm recording like just a YouTube video. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my Ace Attorney Investigations Let's Play. So yeah. When I was, oh wait, I did. Yeah, I did. Oh my god, Miles Edgeworth, the man that you are. Okay. Forgot. I thought I was just checking. So when I was looking through the options, because it started in a smaller size, you can change the art style. That's really cool. Because I saw, you know, I saw the artist, the Ace Attorney, I forgot their name, posting like the HD versions of the investigation sprites. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like, it's a little jarring though, because they are kind of chibi-fied, like, but not really. So like, seeing them HD smooth line walking around, it's like, oh, it's a little strange. I'm so used to the pixel art version. But I'll stick with HD for now just to see how it feels. I didn't even know that they gave you options between the two. But if it's too jarring, I'll just change back. But like this one, you should be able to see their expressions better, which would be fun. Yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry. I keep yapping every time. Sorry for, oh my god, episode. Whoa. Okay. But from what I remember thinking, oh, this new. Playing the game with HD chibi. That's an achievement. Okay, Steam. So, oh, never mind. We just got straight. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter the cost. Oh, or what the cost? Oh no! Why did I give this man bottom eyelashes? I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. So is the text bar gonna be like this long the entire time? That might be hard for me. Oh wait, maybe we can employ the fly on the wall strategy. I do this. We'll do it like this. Okay, I think this will work out. So I'm not in the way of any text, I think. All right. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. Oh my god, it's him! Oh my god, wow, I haven't seen your face in so long, Edgeworth. I can't believe you're still alive, even though this technically takes place, like, before all the other games that came with you. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office, and keeping it clean. Is Gumshoe your maid? Hmm? The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe. Hmm? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Blood? Oh, his face. What the? What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Oh my god. Oop, murder! Edgeworth, you're such a handsome lad. Okay. I know that's not really the thing to take away from that shot, but... Identify yourself. Ellipses. Shut up! Oh shit, the chat is wrong. Hang on. Sorry. Shut up! You've got some nerve, committing murder in a prosecutor's office. No, my painting. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one! My name is Miles Edgeworth, though you probably already knew that since you picked up this title. And I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. So it's actually very unfortunate, I already know this going in, that there is, I think, no Phoenix in the Edgeworth games. All I have to live off of are my delusions. So content warning. I know that he appears as a cameo in the background at one part, but that's it. How did the guy leave? He moonwalked away. He moonwalked out of the door. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices. Room 1202. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Sorry. These HD sprites. This guy's face while he's doing this, why is it so funny to me? He had a gun though. They showed us the culprit at the very beginning. It's not like Ace Attorney Ace Attorney games be like ah! Mr. Edgewood, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that... Oh god. Oh, apologies. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away! This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct. And the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. It's as if there aren't any other detectives available for work. It just has to be Gumshoe. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, that guy is very hurt. Oh, look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. And blood. No one gets in the way with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. First your car, then your office. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did a murder occur in my office? Crime scene, my office. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? For security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So, how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, then I connect them together with T. Now to use Q and recall the facts. Wow! Oh my god. Crime scene, my office. The office key. So, is it really coincidence the murder took place in my office? For key to my husband. If I connect them... Oh god, the puzzle piece? For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo. Oh, ew. Oh. Edgeworth, your choice of words. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as a mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone's infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? I don't know, Edgeworth. Kind of feels like we stayed in the same place of why did it happen in your office? We didn't really answer anything. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Oh, Gumshoe, you're so cute. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. The basics of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. You carry a keyboard with you all the time, sir? Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. You could even name the game after me. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Oh my... Yeah, let's go! Finally! Oh man. Every time I see this Edgeworth running around, I can't stop thinking about the Edgeworth runs a dog race video. Truly my only Ace Attorney's investigations. Oh, whoa, little close there, Gumshoe. What the? Whoa! Whoa! It's not my OTP, but I do not reject it. They finished photographing. I know how to say words. The body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Good question. What is... oh. These? I don't believe it! I packed those files on these shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation's over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Oh, the blue is nothing. Okay. Body. Body, yaddy, yaddy. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. Body was found around 2:05 a.m. Are you gonna be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer, not the court record. What do you have to say? Organizer is a lot dumber of a name, Edgeworth. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Thanks. Thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor's badge. However, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. Unlike some people out there who jotted around showing everyone. Displaying it on their chest. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found around 205. Yes, not 250. Okay. Profiles. The victim in this case, why was he killed in my office? We do not know who he is. But he has a cat map. Dick Gumshoe, homicide detective at the local precinct, in charge of the initial investigation. Man, Edgeworth, your profiles are so boring. Okay.
Your files are all over the floor, sir.
They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Signs of a struggle. My files are a mess. Pointing to the struggle between. Okay. Thanks.
Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless.
I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Then when you walked in here, you were like, I hope Gumshoe kept my office clean. Like, don't lie to us.
Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled.
Does he have a life? No. What do we have here?
Hey, I think I've seen one of these before.
It's a police badge. Detective.
Oh, hey! I have the exact same thing, actually! What a coinkydink!
Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. When as I read, Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. Okay. Alright, I think that's it. There's nothing else here.
I've examined every nook and cranny.
Okay.
Ouch! They even knocked over your chess set! I had it all set up, ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games.
I had no idea you were interested in chess.
I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try.
In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Okay. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. We didn't hear him drop it though. Really? I don't know. Maybe he quietly set it down.
I think I've seen one of these before.
Care to enlighten me as to where?
Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think.
Detective.
I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it.
It's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. I feel like by now you would have known that. Shut up, it's for introduction into the game, she... Found at the crime scene, it's the same model as those used by precinct detectives. Okay. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Just realized that Edgeworth's light is held onto his desk with a clamp like this. I thought he had like a normal desk light, but I guess not. Interesting. This really is the future. Do you have anything to report?
Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction.
Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Yeah, there's a dead guy in your office. What? What? Can we look at the Steel Samurai? Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm.
Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What is it about again? Or what's it about again?
Well, I don't know much about it myself, but... The hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like The Princess, Warrior of Little Tokyo, and Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show gives it presence.
You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy?
Of course not! Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Yeah, exactly. I forgot if it was originally planned for Edgeworth to be a Steel Samurai fan, or if it was just like after the third case, where he was like, "Oh, Will Powers, who's the guy who plays the Steel Samurai, like I'm a big fan of your work," and then Phoenix like, "Oh, you liar." But then people were like, "No, he isn't lying. He actually is a big fan of the Steel Samurai." I don't know. I don't know when it started. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers?
The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yup.
Guess who they're from? A certain old bag.
Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy.
Oh, Miss Irony. How painful are thy thorns?
Wendy? Isn't that name of the that old lady with the whiny voice that's stuck?
That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Shudder. The king of prosecutors, true.
Oh, it's your trophy! Knight of Prosecutors, right?
King of prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield.
They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right?
Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself.
Oh, that's so slick, sir! I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime.
Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. She was like, and is that bad? It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it.
Oh, yeah. That thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous.
Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective.
My job is to protect your office, sir.
And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it.
That's harsh, sir.
I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. The ladder? What is this?
Well, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir.
Okay. Why is Edgeworth just making noises? That killer's gonna pay. This tea set.
Yikes, you're really mad over this.
This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck.
What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks.
That's the right feeling, Gumshoe. That's the right feeling you should have. Oh, chair. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa.
Thing looks a billion times softer than that thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir. Maybe at the same time as you are sitting on it.
Detective Gumshoe, you know I cannot allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us have time to spare, let alone rest.
You're right, sir. I'm going to work hard and be a real trooper to the end.
Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. How is it coming along?
Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art.
Well, I never. Fingerprint proofing is a delicate art. You can't just blow onto your Nintendo DS and have everything solved.
You called, sir?
I guess I'll talk to Gumshoe now, just to get dialogue. I hate to ask, but is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe?
Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just got started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth?
Fingerprint, though. Didn't he shoot? Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't have touched it with his hand. Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair.
Ouch, that's rough.
Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective.
Sorry, sir. But it was 3 a.m. I was sleeping.
About investigating. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. It is literally your job.
Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything with space.
Sorry.
By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected with E. For information and leads, it's Q. That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable is the way to go.
It's called deductive reasoning, Detective. Clearly something you lack. How did Gumshoe get hired? The info I've gathered. I seem to have picked up a few good leads.
Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing you do with all that information, right?
What are you babbling about?
That brainy thing you were talking about a few minutes ago, sir. Logic. You said that you can look at all your leads and info by pressing Q. Then you pick the ones that seem related with space and connect them with T. That's your way of investigating, right, sir?
Yes, which is why this exercise in explaining my own method to me was unnecessary.
Okay, then how about I explain my logic to you next?
That is even more unnecessary. Oh, I can show Gumshoe stuff. My badge.
Your prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. Oh, but it's really cool, sir. Much, much cooler than my badge could ever be.
There's no need to suck up to me, Detective.
I'm just a lowly detective, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to arrest it.
Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. Oh, I can't present profiles? Ooh, sadness and sorrow. Okay. I have to get used to these buttons. I feel like they just started picking things off the keyboard, and they're like, yeah, you know, this works. Okay. Killer's goal. Victim was a detective. Signs of struggle with revolver. Could it be his gun? The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time?
Yes, sir. On and out, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see, what have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy is wearing a gun holster.
So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Assume that this gun is the murder weapon is issued to the victim. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use the arrow buttons to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use Q and E to zoom in and get out. Use Q and E to zoom in and out to get all the nitty gritty. Or get at the nitty gritty. Apologies. Oh wait, the actual arrow buttons. Oh, okay. Shit. Please. How do I... Space. Oh wait, here, space. Looks like only one round was fired from this. Oh, he was playing Russian roulette. Revolver. Every time I see a revolver, it's like, oh my god, Russian roulette. You're supposed to use 6 bullets, right?
Wow, so the killer killed... so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to the auction. Jim! Oh man. Who is this guy? Totally not the killer?
Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you?
Oh my god, I'm gonna... I wonder... Oh, are you alright? Way to comfort a man, Edgeworth. This is the most awkward pat I've ever seen. Hold on. Let me screenshot this. Okay.
Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be!
Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body.
The body! The body! Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Look at him! Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners?
Aren't you that prosecutor?
Oh, well, yes, I am. I'm is it Jax? Jack Portman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting.
I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office.
Yes, that's correct.
Then it was you! You're the one that killed Jim! Hey, don't go jumping around to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door.
That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me! Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. I don't have logic like you do, Mr. Edgeworth. So it was you then. You were Jim's killer. No way, pal. You've got it all wrong.
Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions?
Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call in truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal?
A pleasure to work with you.
You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all.
Thank you. I intend to.
I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sorry.
What?
I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim.
Okay. I should probably give them some space. Walks right in. Hey, what are you guys doing? I want to be in the picture too. Mr. Portsman, word if I may.
Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for the both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something?
No, that's alright. I feel like I'm interrupting their conversation. How is it coming along?
Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is too important to myself.
I'll leave the man to his art.
Oh, your jacket, sir! What is it doing on the floor?
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster!
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Like what?
I take it you haven't noticed yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Really?
Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. Whoa, rubbing off on you? Edward, what are you two doing? Wow, Phoenix, if you're not appearing in the game, you still are mentioned. Well, that's good at least. Sorry. Also, what do you mean contradiction sounds like Phoenix, right? This is your job, Edgeworth. Your job is full of finding contradictions. Bruh moment for real. Phoenix really just is on your brain, isn't it? Thinking about someone, Edgeworth? Okay, sorry. I'm gonna do this every time. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. After all, Phoenix Wright doesn't have the logic. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds a contradiction. The bullet. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction! And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it! This is how I do things.
Eureka!
Oh, the Eureka! Oh my, I forgot about the Eureka! This bullet hole is a contradiction.
Oh, what do you mean, sir?
It's elementary, my dear Watson. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame.
Hey, that's right!
However, this gun was only fired once.
Hey, that's true too!
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes.
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Ah, that. It's a secret safe.
Oh, a secret safe? Oh, I smell money!
I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that. Achoo! Talk about Dusty!
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was a save here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So, when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when the trial is in session.
That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams!
Wait, were you about to rob us, Gumshoe? Take your safe data jotted down in my organizer. Every prosecutor has one only they know the trial of this use. Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny!
I never knew there was a safe hidden back here.
Well, if detectives knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret now, would they?
Are there any other secret hidden things in this room?
Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them.
So there's no, like, hidden camera around, right?
And what if there was?
No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything. I definitely didn't do anything embarrassing while sitting in your chair or your sofa.
Do I even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? Gumshoe, like yesterday, while cleaning, singing along to the music in his headphones.
It's like, that's what makes you beautiful.
This is odd.
You found something, sir?
This keypad, don't you find it a bit too clean?
Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
You there, the forensic scientist.
Yes, sir.
Could you please dust this area for fingerprints?
You've got it, sir.
I don't know what you were doing before dusting for fingerprints when there weren't any on the picture, but now is your chance.
I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well.
All the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. Secret safe. Okay. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. I'm not gonna open it. I know there's not supposed to be anything inside, but if someone was fiddling with it, don't we want to check if they had succeeded or not? What is the password? Someone's birthday? Phoenix's birthday? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Oh, hey. Jack Portman! A high prosecutor with this, oh my god. A high prosecutor with this prosecutor's office. It's my first time speaking with him. 29, 32, 29. Oh, they were the same age. Interesting. Cute. Sorry, I had to drink water. I hope you didn't hear any of me guzzling. Wiped fingerprints. There's goal. Maybe they were trying to get in the safe. I believe I had figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about his crime. Maybe it was also, they're also looking through the files, question mark? There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never been shit. I can't even. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library.
Sure. Let's give that a try. Can you guys get out of the fucking way?
Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth.
And so, what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth?
I don't know, Portsman. Aren't you a fucking detective? Oh, not shit. No, you're a prosecutor. Never mind. I'm sleeping on the boat. First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place.
You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done!
Okay. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh.
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out.
Detective, I don't have time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
But you know I'm no good with blood, sir.
Then why did you take this profession, where you will be dealing with blood and murder cases all the time? I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture.
I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing.
Although, it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for.
The victim's handprints.
He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot.
There are prints on the floor, too.
Those must have been when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. Yeah? It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot.
Oh, so that's why to see that the victim's pants has blood on it. He didn't have, hemorrhoids or something.
What's that would be the logical conclusion. Blood. Files.
So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh?
For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in the file's spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred.
Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way.
Yeah. See, that's not right, because, like, how could the shot be here? How could he be standing up, getting shot, and then have the bullet be, like, down here by his feet? That ain't right. Something ain't right. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf.
The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well.
In a sense, I suppose.
See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gumshoe, you're mighty useful. Especially for cleaning-related tasks. Do not see anything else. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Happening? Eureka! There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem in the bullet hole position? The order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually I think the labels on the file are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number O? What are all those doing way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up, how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. Oh, and there is a file missing. Does that say Gumshoe? The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith.
And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess.
Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim.
But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of murder. Time to give it another look. Oh. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue the investigation. Oh, wait, sorry, that was Gumshoe.
Roger that, sir. I'm ready to go.
These handprints belong to the victim, right?
Oh, these make sense with the body's position.
Yes, he must have left them there when he was trying to support himself after he was shot. However, the final position of the body shows that it was moved. I need to go over this crime scene with a fine-tooth comb one more time. Please examine the missing file. That's what you need to click. I'm like, no, I want to hear the fluffy dialogue. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be.
And we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice.
Indeed. There are many things the killer did that didn't make sense, or don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. Okay.
This... What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe there in blood?
Not saying that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake.
Oh wait, no, sorry, that's not Gumshoe.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, say something, sir!
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after? Stolen file. One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. Investigation complete! Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer at the end. And this most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Look at him yell while pointing. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You got it!
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Might as well. Alright, first, I listen to the witness testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use T, but that's old news.
But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right?
Correct. And at those times, I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony.
Oh, I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during the investigations too.
Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic.
Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice.
You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer.
I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest.
Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find a flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal! Okay. Detective Gumshoe. You stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters and his body was hiding. Oh wait, no, I forgot. Man, it's been so long, I haven't erased a turn. Okay, I need to press. Hold it! Hold it! You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jack and Jim, don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jack and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Not that I would know anything about that. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. Okay. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Or are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? You were very curious about the safe earlier, Gumshoe. It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing, what an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. What a motive, no? That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway... anyway... But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Damn, the insults being thrown at Gumshoe right now. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup for the game finishing spike. Okay. I love you. His final words. Okay, yeah. Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jem was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. Yes, you have to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputting over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. That to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Not gonna lie, I'm not too sure about this one. It's like the first case and I'm like, oh man, guys, I'm stumped. Okay. The next day you didn't notice you moved his body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. You didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Oh! Like, why would he move his body to cover up? Oh, wait, no. I don't know. Oh, wait, no, yes, you noticed the letters because you took one of the files. The doy. Objection! Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic.
Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game.
I can't help but find it odd.
Excuse me.
Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. Ha ha ha.
If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file?
What? That's impossible!
What's impossible, Mr. Portsman?
Nothing.
The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters and the detective's name where the file should be is proof.
Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H.
Yeah, except there would be... I was gonna say it would spell out Detective Gumsho, but never mind. That's just his name. Gumho. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
Yes! Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent. It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have the murderer arrested in no time.
Well, Mr. Portsman.
Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympian gold. Or Olympic gold.
I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed.
You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But, you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however... What is it this time? Or you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me! But Mr. Edgewood just proved I'm innocent, pal.
Don't show off your titties like that.
That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence.
Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Stop!
Well, I was thinking, do you know there is another, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office?
One other person?
Hey, you there.
Yes, sir. What is it, sir?
Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady for me? Or here for me?
A lady? A woman? What?
The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't!
What's wrong with him all of a sudden?
Oh!
Wait, Maggie's here? I don't remember Maggie being here. Oh my god.
I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security.
Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie, I thought you were fired. Or I thought you worked at the cafe.
Maggie. Mr. Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point— oh, sorry, I see.
And your point is?
My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room.
That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective?
Gumshoe.
Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So, yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. Please reel in your self-sacrificial nature, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Don't do it.
Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason.
Reason for suspicion.
It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
So, you're saying she used the master key? Master key. This can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff.
Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say?
And that's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well.
That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me.
I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. Perhaps a certain Olympic medal-wearing prosecutor. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. And press him I shall. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that is stuck into your room using the master key. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
There's only one person on staff at this time at night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird?
That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir.
Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to be?
Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time.
Should I hear Miss Bird out? No. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say.
Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear our lies.
I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please.
I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir.
What do you mean by missing? Wait, I don't know how to hide the menu.
Then it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you?
I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words.
I'm not lying, sir.
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal. Trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of evidence. I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe.
It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Intent from the messed up shelves to wipe down safe. I say thievery. I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the great man Sedgwick is in agreement with little me. However, with regard to an investigation of the bookshelves and safe. Hey, good thinking. Asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door. I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, a game theory, one hypothesis amongst the many possibilities. I mean, I had my thoughts about Miss Bird from the very... I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? No, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand what I say. That since she is the only one who could have opened your office door. Then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Or are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know, I have never made a spare. So, what are you insinuating? Nothing. I guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. I thought a certain blue-suited detective, I can't even, blue-suited defense attorney would have access to your office. After all, you can see each other pretty often, don't you? I'm gonna take every chance I get. On top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Hold it!
This is all happening at the crime. Yeah, exactly. And also at like 3 o'clock in the morning too. Or it's probably 4 by now. Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. There's like no other detectives who work on cases. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Oh, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. So funny that they're all ignoring the fact that this guy next to a trim to look for his dead at 3 a.m. Yeah, exactly. It's like Ace Attorney is just a game where it's like it's so obvious. It's so obvious who the culprit is. But like you just need to connect the right dots to get there. The game is about connecting the right dots to get to the culprit and less about finding out who it is. Making all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, do you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. But first, we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press for more information. Okay, so I think he did say there was like... I did press everywhere. It was stolen from the security office. Okay. I think like the argument we're trying to make here is that it's not necessarily Maggie who broke in because the key was stolen. It could have been literally anyone else, right?
Objection!
No! 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 I'm the dummy. I'm a dumbass. I must object to your line of logic. Which point do you have an objection to? It's... yes, well...
Stay cool, Mr. Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered.
Detective's right for a change! How did it come to this? Calm down, Miles. Listen carefully and think everything through a bit more rationally. Maybe I have to... Do I have to logic? No, I can't logic now. I should have logicked already. Huh? Okay. But wait, no, I don't want to press again. Okay. They used the master key. There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's untrue, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Why won't it let me fast forward a bit? Master key went missing around 1 AM.
Objection!
Reason to want to sneak into my childhood. In the cover of the bookshelf always try to say. All evidence points toward the motive of theft. When I'm done taking blows, it's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Okay, right? So like, it feels like the thing in question is, or like the thing we have to present is the key, right? Well, I guess I can look at profile. Maggie! Gumshoe knows her from when she was a police officer, now works as 9-type security. Oh, okay. I thought- oh, okay. Oh, good, she's still employed. Alright, and she's not working that awful cafe job. Okay, this can open every office door stolen from the security. Oh, wait, I gotta expect every nook and cranny? Question mark? Master key to every office in the building. Thanks, Edgeworth. That's very helpful. Shit. Shut up. I get it. I get it. Edgeworth is like, what else do you want to know? I don't know. There was blood on the key. It's Poison's fingerprints. Bitch, I don't know. Stolen from the security office. Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Your intent when the shell stood wiped down safe. I say thievery. Okay. That's the intent, yeah, it should be thievery. It wasn't the if Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Oh, maybe it's this one that I have to present it on? I swear, if I get it wrong again.
Objection!
No! I hate it here. Oh my god, I wanna cry! No! See, like when I fumble as Phoenix, at least it's in character. When I fumble as Edgeworth, it feels very wrong. I'm gonna do a save just in case I fuck up too much. Okay. The detective wasn't who opened the door. That leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which she knows our good detective is she making all the problem. She's the one who faked the dying message. The flapping noise of the yeah! Man, I hate this guy. The victim believed to be a murderer, only one shot fired. Oh, girly pop. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. My brain is going all the wrong directions. Which sounds like you want to fly. What if it's the gun?
Objection!
It is not the gun. Okay, okay. I was thinking, my logic was like, what if, you know, because Maggie is nighttime security and not a detective, she wouldn't have a gun on her, but then again, I don't even know if that's true or not. Using the master key. Thievery. The one who opened the door. That leaves only Miss Bird as their prime suspect. I don't. I'm gonna go insane. Hang on. Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, so I looked it up online because I'm not about to spend 2 hours here trying everything. Okay, so what they want you to do is that, it's about the thievery, right? Massive shells to the wipe down safe, I say thievery, but, because only prosecutors know about the safe that's hidden in their rooms, Maggie would not have known that it existed.
Hold it!
Oh wait, shit, no, I don't want to press. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay. Percent. Each prosecutor has one in their office, only they know of them. Prints were wiped. Okay.
Objection!
Oh, Mr. Portsman, you are not, never mind. I can't think of a good Bond mode. Just keep going. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? Oh, why not? It's the truth after all. That was his voice. His really annoying voice. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. You are not the father. That may. Oh my god, my voice. I keep forgetting. Okay, that may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Mackie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that
the killer is a prosecutor.
Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Horseman's just like, oh shit, I dug my own hole! What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now?
Princess, what made you?
What's with the angry face all of a sudden?
It's all my fault.
What do you mean?
It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret slaves.
What did you just say?
We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. Best friends, BFs, you can even say.
Nah, this is not a good one.
That's why I told him I filled him in on the secret slaves. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim.
Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief.
And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird.
Excuse me?
I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it?
No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir.
Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him.
Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief?
I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense.
Has he no honor?
Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man.
The fucking shirt thing. Stop!
Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore illegible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request, for now.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful.
Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? To be good. I didn't remember the first one being this long. An hour 35 so far. That's fine. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Holy shit. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. Why is there a basketball here too?
What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable.
Please maintain your professionalism, detective.
I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir.
But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir.
True. So then, what now?
Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch.
Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information. It's Pie Day! No! Bunny Faith died on Pi Day, let it be known. Regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation. Wee. I can't get over. Look at him jog. Oh my god, what? Winston Payne? Okay. Okay, why is there a basketball hoop in the prosecutor's office? Oh wait, is this Portsman Is that why he's dressed like that? He looks so— oh yeah, exactly. Sports! He doesn't do it. Edgeworth does not do them. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny! A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. He dances salary cutting noises. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that is a poignant trait that anyone can admire.
I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone?
Right.
That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir.
I don't see any signs of forced entry.
And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir.
Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob?
Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think.
Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Okay. Oh, wait, is there more stuff? Well, yeah, but it never hurts to take another look. The nameplate? 1202. These 4 numbers on the number plate alone proclaim this to be my office.
Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir.
They have to be able to take the plate off whenever it becomes vacant, you know? Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... Ace Attorney Investigations 3. Edgeworth loses his job because of the economy crisis. Okay.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
Would have been tampered with so many people coming in. I don't even know how they can find like precise fingerprints if everyone's coming in. They take the prints and they're like, it's Mr. Edwards! A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent.
Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know?
You would sleep out here. You would sleep out here, detective, in the hallway?
Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced out by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? And the lawyer happens to always be wearing a blue suit with spiky black hair, and his name is Phoenix Wright, and...
Okay. Maybe I should give it a try sometime to envision myself winning, naturally, against a certain blue-suited, spiky, blocked-haired lawyer. Question mark. It's...
Isn't that the missing O-series file, sir?
No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what is necessary and left the rest behind.
So, what are these old files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine.
Oh?
They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Oh, wait. No, wait. Never mind. I was like... Because I remember Edgeworth took over as chief prosecutor, but when, like, Lana's guy retired... Was that the case? Or was it not? I don't even know anymore. He... Sort of, right? But I don't think he is in this game. He's just a regular prosecutor. He's not chief prosecutor. Chief prosecutor Miles Edgeworth is later. That means then I don't know. Maybe it's just text.
That means that the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right?
It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing.
I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case.
I think that's it here. Unless it's not? Did I miss something? I didn't check every nook and cranny? The floor? I bet the thief's not under here.
I guess that isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed.
Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before.
Gumshoe's like, I've slept on the top of this bench. What if I try sleeping underneath it?
I was wondering if I may speak with you a bit, concerning this case.
I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth.
I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. Maggie's just like me, for real. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. Okay, the victim. Have you ever met the victim before?
Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsmouth's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsmouth, sir.
That sounds like fun. Just once, I'd love to have to play with them.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsmouth. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir.
On second thought, I don't think I'd fit in all that well with them.
Edgeworth is like, no, I think you'd have the thing. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you were an acquaintance of the detective.
She was under my supervision back when she was still in the force, sir. One day, she got caught up in a murder, and things started going downhill, so she quit.
But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures.
Question mark.
Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now, I even managed to be named a criminal, just when I became a security guard. And this is the 3rd time!
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
I know! And just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help.
Present. My badge!
That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor.
Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe.
With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on, just for a little bit?
I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you?
I guess not.
On second thought, they're actually on the same level. So I'm not sure what I should do with that, other than to guard it! It's like talking to another Gumshoe. Okay. I'm just privileging everything because I want to see if she has anything to say about everything. Okay. What about the... Okay. I should have figured it'd only be the key. So, when did you discover that Master Key was missing?
By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those 2 times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir!
Key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. Logic. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place?
It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window.
Always, you say? Except for this time, correct?
Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge.
She used the Master Key. Oh. What did you use the Master Key for? What did you mean by you used the Master Key?
Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah!
What is it?
That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir!
Girl. Girly pop moment. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly! Forgetful Mr. Portsman.
It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when you loaned the Master Key to him.
No way! It's against regulations to loan the Master Key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
I see.
And then, what happened after that?
Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the Master Key twice tonight. Okay, used to unlock and lock Portsman's office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m.
Talk about suspicious.
I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Okay. Wait. Is it in queue? I just wanted to review. Okay. So it went missing from 1 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. Wait. So Maggie took the key to unlock his office at 12 a.m. And then Portsman's like, hey, I need you to lock it back up again at 1:30 a.m. But that's when it went missing. Maggie, are you sure about this? Okay, well let's check his thing first. Oh my god. What is a basketball doing here?
That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis.
Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Is everything alright?
Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning. I finally added to 154 pounds.
Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room.
Oh, everything's okay, sir.
A word of advice, stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. Winston Payne, hello. It looks like you're in... oh no, he's just prosecutor.
It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste.
Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open.
How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. the bow. Who is this guy again? What is a basketball hoop doing here?
Hey, then this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago.
So when and why was it moved indoors?
Well, I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently.
Drag it?
I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself.
All the way up to the 12th floor? What the fuck?
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Okay. Minimalist gets classy door made of top wood.
Kind of majestic, fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's offices. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these.
Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works.
Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne.
Mr. Payne. I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. No, he's a prosecutor. The door is locked tight.
I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, Mr. Edgeworth.
This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them.
So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is.
Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Wow, foreshadowing? Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office?
Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room...
What?
Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir.
So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202?
I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd?
Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why.
I can think of at least 3. Ugh, why am I even wasting time thinking about this? Do you think that he might have switched the nameplates then? But then he would have like had to move the basketball hoop. Or maybe he didn't even bother. In that little flashback thing, I don't think it was there.
It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop.
I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office.
But, you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here.
How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost?
All the doors look the same, you can't blame me.
Okay, I think it might be logic time. Before I logic time, I'm gonna go grab some water. Who knew that talking so much made you thirsty? What the hell? Oh, isn't this alright? Another handgun. Master key was only user master key. Maybe, what if I put the 2 master key ones together? Would that work? Will you logic that out, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story.
What? No way, pal. I mean, sir.
You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time.
Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing.
And?
Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
You pretended?
Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir.
So, in actuality, you never did relock the door then?
Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly.
Miss Bird unlocked the door, but Master Key is stolen, so she could not lock it up. What was Portsman... Wait. So did Buddy Faith actually steal stuff then? Like, was he the one who actually did steal the key to get in? Because, like, why would Portsman be like, why would Portsman have Maggie unlock his room and then steal the key, have the master key in his possession, and then be like, hey Maggie, can you lock up my room even though I know you can't? Do these connect? They probably don't. Oh, I probably shouldn't do that then. Every suspicious looking Nook and Cranny. Oh wait, the deuce. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Eureka!
Eureka! There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight?
You know, you're right.
Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door?
I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't.
Which means, what, sir?
It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one.
She opened a different door, but how can you prove that?
There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Prints on the number plate, question mark? The prints on the number plate. They will tell us all we need to know.
Everything? Really? Like what, sir?
Like, well, for example, and such as... Oh, well, we know for sure that Detective Gunch's dinner will only consist of instant noodles.
Whoa, that was amazing, sir. How did you know?
Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, that's it. No, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... we need to examine... Wait, no! I didn't... Fuck! No! I didn't want to press that! No!
Oh, that's what you want to examine, sir. That's the very first thing we did. I can tell you that we didn't find any prints other than Maggie's.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth. No!
That's so brilliant, Mr. Edgeworth. So what can we deduce from that?
Well...
I'll tell you what I deduce. I think this means that the culprit wiped their prints off.
Yes, that's exactly it. I'm glad you were able to come to the same conclusion. However, the most important matter is... fucking hell. Also, hi. We need to examine the prints on the door. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything.
You, pal. Do us a favor and see where you can lift from this, okay?
Bluff it. Yes, 100%. Edgeworth never fumbles.
So, what did you find out?
There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, Detective.
Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Fate's prints on this doorknob.
So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive.
I'm lost, sir.
Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob? Maggie's!
Take that!
Take that! Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent?
You mean...
Yes, the door that Miss Bride opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Mr. Portsmouth's office stated, okay. What have we here? Oh, what? I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Hello, thanks for the follow. Oh my god, this basketball! Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman?
Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match.
Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although, I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball.
Basketball by midnight. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective.
You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean up his toys after he's done playing.
I think we've reached the end of this conversation. Oh my god, this hoop! What's this?
What are you looking at, sir? Oh hey, how about a game?
That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off.
Hey, you're right, sir.
Oh wait, I didn't even notice that. Wow, I was just making a joke.
I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk.
I also love balls. Yeah, so does Edgeworth. The position of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. Basketball hoop data, okay. Sitting in front of the there are signs it's been moved. Okay. Yeah, so maybe he did move it then. But that's a lot of work for one guy. I guess if one guy carried it up 12 flights of stairs, Mr. Portsman can move it one door down.
What is
this?
Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it.
It looks like a note from the victim. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy.
Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman.
A certain ball from a blue suit. A singular ball? Question say. Oh. I mean, I guess Edgeworth would know. Note left by victim data. Oh, note left by victim. Data jotted down in my organizer. Yes. 2 blue balls. Yeah, 2 blue. That's what the game gives us. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely.
How so, sir?
In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case.
You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth.
As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman.
What? Mr. Portsman?
I knew it! That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too! I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir!
That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, singular, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. March 14th, 5:12 a.m. Jesus Christ, what a fucking night. Or morning, really? High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters, sir.
Oh, what was this thing again? Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. What the? So much animation for it. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Whoa! He stole his balls. They neutered him. They neutered him. That's why Phoenix has been single until they're no now. Why are they doing this at this hour? Go to court. Go to sleep. Talk about working overtime. They do it for justice, Zay. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. Another line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jack Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. Huh? You must be pretty upset, getting chased out of your room. I'd be mad too. So, I guess you could say, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Fuck me. Who'd ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? And so what? Don't speak about my dad. Actually, that's not his dad. My adoptive dad. The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Why does Edgeworth always say things in such a way that makes me question things? Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but... There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence. Okay. Mr. Portsman rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind.
Hold it!
My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me. I'd say it is. After all... There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit.
Hold it!
Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him. And that's it. Not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Oh wait, oops. No, I wanted to press everything to get fluff dialogue. How, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door to get...
Hold it!
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, and I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Wait, what? I mean, sure. You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth?
Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot!
Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door. The master key. Oh wait, fuck, no.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know.
Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Maggie!
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes?
Yeah, I kinda forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know?
But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it?
What?
What was that voice?
You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
See, Miss Bird backs up my story.
Yet what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted?
Huh, and how do you suppose I did that?
By switching the number plates on her doors, for example.
That's right. They do slide out pretty easily.
Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? The giant fucking basketball.
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir?
It's quite the particular fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why I left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a particular prosecutor. It was the basketball.
Ah!
That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure.
I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack.
Conjecture's rebuttal.
Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he?
I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears.
Damn, bitch, what the hell?
My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday.
Cleaner than me. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Metroid, your choice of words is so particular. Conjecture's rebuttal. Inferior slime. Now you're just spouting nonsense.
Hold it!
Hold it! Nonsense, you say.
Yes, because I'm telling the truth here.
I had the girl open my office door.
Hold it!
Using the master key, of course.
Sure, you have a problem with that. That is what the master key is for, right?
Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate... Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth for some people like you. Oh my god, I can't not read. Elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you.
After that, I was in my room the entire time.
Hold it!
And what were you doing in your office?
I was doing my usual training regimen.
Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish?
Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Whoa, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have.
With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so... You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Hold it!
Elaborate labyrinth. Feels like a strong... Yes. How is this guy even a prosecutor? The prosecutor's office is full of clowns. Quite literally. Like the detectives too, when you meet them in like the 5th case of the first game. It's like, they're all like dressed in like... They have crazy theming going on, like the cowboy guy or the lunchbox lady. It's like, these guys are detectives. They work like for the police department. This is our law system. I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually. But none of those would stand up to their own. Then what about all the evidence? It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find a flaw in his testimony. I'm just spouting nonsense. I had a girl after that I was in my room the entire time. You know, basically the reason success me. Wait, so what do I have again? Still unlock this door and princess found on the doorknob. Oh right, there is that too. I feel like that's pretty strong. The note. Wee. Then I was in my okay. I had the girl open my office door. That's what it is. But her prints weren't on the doorknob. Objection! Yeah. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? Huh, what for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Mrs. Bird's. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. But it doesn't change the fact that I was in my room the entire time! Is that really a fact? Or is it fiction? Hey, would I lie to you? Yes, you would actually. I have here proof that you were not in your room the entire time as you claimed. Oh, he didn't pick up the note.
Take that!
This prosecutor. I was like, what's the most annoying voice I can give him? This is the note that victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note! Also, like, can I just say, the Investigations soundtrack, this one is so good, but it's also, like, stuck in my head as the salary cutting noises. Did Gumfuck not tell you? I'll shove my entire cravat up your ass. But it's such a good song. It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you, and what were you doing? Ah! Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And the detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he had heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office.
And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world.
What?
Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer! Stop trying to be slippery and just admit it to the crime already. Or admit to the yes!
As I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints. Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down as well.
Eh?
I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. Which is... You're kind of gross, Maggie. After all, that jacket you wear is dirty. Which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened your door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example.
Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway?
Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse.
Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note of that size.
Yeah, exactly. Jim is the victim, but his name is Buddy Faith. He just calls all the detectives working under him Jim. I like Jim better. Poor Buddy Faith. Died on Pi Day. His prosecutor guy calls him Jim.
But you can't prove that, can you?
Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it.
Besides, I have an airtight alibi.
Alright. Airtight, you say?
I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner.
Oh my god. Portsman's alibi.
If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Do you really think it's that perfect?
Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself.
Detective Gumshoe.
Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. You see...
Why is everyone working at this hour? Yeah, it's like almost 5 a.m. Things are still popping in the prosecutor's office out down at the precinct. Like, I guess, you know, maybe it's a good sign that the law enforcement never rests. All the evidence points to him being the culprit, so there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Justice never exactly. Horseman's alibi.
If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m.
Okay, correct.
Hold it!
They're trying to save on AC bills. You were correct. It was around 2 a.m.
Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time.
I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2.
Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2.
And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit.
Hold it!
And as that you say, however...
Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw?
It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come on. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder. Why don't you?
I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here.
Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
At exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit.
Yup, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct.
Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect
Hold
alibi.
it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony.
And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of the detectives said they saw you at around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve.
Ugh. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi.
What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there!
Sir!
Please escort the young lady out. Remember, be gentle. Maggie!
Detective Gumshoe!
Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I had a clue. I missed something that can help cast doubt on his alibi. Mr. Portsman's alibi. The intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Then who could it have been? Can you calmly think this through one more time? And with logic! Going to court, or the first case is really short, so we actually are not going to court. The thing about investigations, at least from what I know, is that there isn't really like a investigation section and then a trial section, like the way the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney games go. It's kind of like all the investigation stuff that leads up to the court. Like, yeah, when we arrest the guy, he'll probably have a trial, but you know, the trial will probably go very quickly. Yeah. You never go to court, I could be wrong. I feel like there's one, I remember seeing screenshots of like a situation where they were in court, but it's like one case. One or two cases. Yeah. So I'm guessing it's Portsman's alibi and another handgun, but I don't know what the theory here he's brainstorming up is. Yeah. The games or something, no idea. Yeah. Portsman, that's true, could not have been Portsman, there could have been another handgun. Other victim's handgun I found, there could be another gun in play, right? It must have been someone with a gun. And like, it wasn't like, because I don't think they would have dropped the gun while walking out, or else they would have been like a noise or something. So like, they probably took the gun with them, the one that they shot into the painting. I don't know who it is, so I'm just gonna make Edgeworth do the work. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only showed signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Another visitor, maybe the victim and his killer, weren't the only visitors in my office tonight. Okay. What? There were 2 people in his office going through files? Dang, Edgeworth, what do you have in your office that gets everyone so interested? Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of two different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back. Objection! Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, two culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean two? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were two guns. Mr. Portsman's tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. 2 crimes! 2 for 1 special! Buy one, get one free! Now you're just leaning the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Grr! Now then, returning to my scenario. Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he had checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, when he was about to look somewhere else. Who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess.
Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right?
And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There is another visitor, sir. Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that. They stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only, just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun, and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shell is getting messed up twice in the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. The dramatics.
What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him go away with that, sir.
But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point.
Don't say that, sir.
I don't believe this. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is it that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct.
Portsman's Alibi, Part 2!
That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room.
Because there's a dead person there.
And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
So you think we should be out there looking for the thief?
Of course! Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions.
I don't think this is all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it! Okay, that thief you ran into should be your real suspect. What did you say? Press.
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't.
Why not?
That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Fate's killer was very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them.
You mean the zero files, right?
And that's how we also know the letters themselves were set up, not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves?
Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe.
We should be on the lookout. Oh, we should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby.
Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after.
Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief.
Well, it's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all.
I hate to repeat myself, but I've already said I was training in my room. But according to Mr. Faith's note...
Hold on, I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say, just before he was murdered.
I don't have any, no.
You see, so I insist again that I was in my office the entire time.
And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs.
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith?
Oh, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know, those sofas in the hallway, he likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits.
And what of the evidence he brought?
They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant.
A gun and a pendant? Okay. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. He brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant. that are related to yesterday's case.
Hold it!
Oh, a gun? A gun and a pendant.
Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon, and this pendant, which belonged to the victim.
A horse. And why were you taking them to criminal affairs?
There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this had nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be your satisfaction. To be to your satisfaction.
This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
Hold it!
I can't expect you to know, can I?
No, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions.
Oh, then let's see you deduce.
Jim waited for me to leave, then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed, and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier.
I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Okay. You're suspect when you say... He brought me two items, a gun and a pendant that are related to yesterday's case. Wait, I don't know what to present here. Shit. I get it, where it's like, oh, he brought the... So, okay, hold on. So he brought the gun here. Buddy Faith brought the gun here to Portsman. Because he was like, oh, hey, you know, these were... right? Shit, I can't. Fuck, I can't think. Help! Ah! There isn't really evidence here that was like, oh, something was shot twice. What was this one again? Oh, 3 pieces of evidence! Oh! Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is you fail.
Excuse me?
You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Poisman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me.
What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you.
Well, here's a piece I think you should read, carefully.
It says...
it says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces.
Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman.
Hey, I can't believe to get tripped up by a simple arithmetic. Man, Jim couldn't do math, that's why.
Where's the missing piece of evidence?
It's...
You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe.
You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe.
He bends back so much.
Well, don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of an investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir.
Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide.
But why would he
Sorry.
But why would he hide something like that?
There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. or the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. He's like, please no, it's just torn. Oh no! Also, some K8 incidents.
Oh, that's blood, isn't it?
Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. The gasp. Wait, hang on. Oh, it's still not here. Just kidding. This blood is so fresh. I can smell it.
You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, you've got it all wrong.
No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video.
Yeah, it's totally suspicious.
Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him?
You know very well there's no way to prove that.
Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints.
Shit, the only thing I forgot to wipe. I mean, shit!
If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith.
No, impossible.
I love how he eats his metal, but then when he falls back, tear in his eye. Man. March 14th, 5:47 a.m. Jesus. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202.
Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir.
Very good.
And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back, and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. It's about. Please accept my apologies.
It's nothing, really, compared to what I've been through. I mean, I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If I had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
Maggie. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail.
You know something, sir, that Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor.
And why would you say he was corrupt?
Well, for one, he killed a person, sir. Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir.
Forged evidence, huh?
And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons.
Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office.
Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up.
Although, we can be pretty certain it was to steal something.
This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes.
Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this.
Well, then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy?
I didn't say that, but rather, there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. What, the stolen file?
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night.
Yeah, I wonder who it was.
And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint?
Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Yes?
I came across this while I was
processing your file. Oh, fuck, I can't speak. Oh my god, I'm in the presence of Edgeworth. Oh, okay. I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. Oh, what is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's the golden snitch. No, it's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. It doesn't really look like a raven to me, sir. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Mask the mask. No, it's a... Yes, it's the mark of the great thief, Yatakarasu. Under the mark of the legendary bird, the Yatakarasu is noble to the end. A modern Robin Hood. Oh my god. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatakarasu appears and then vanishes at will. Although we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatakarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence, and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is set forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media. Along with this single card, although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something was written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files! So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. So dramatic. Yeah! Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Hooray! That's case 1! Terminal visitor. Hooray! Without using story mode. Woot! Turnabout Airlines is the next one. I don't know how to leave. Oh, okay, great. They do it for me. Oh my god, Francesca von Karma? Okay. Alright, cool. In order to prevent myself from going crazy, I'm gonna do like one case today. And I'll be back tomorrow to do the airport one, the airline one. Hooray! Am I still tilted? Oh, there we go. Hooray! Yay! I have no thoughts, just Miles Edgeworth. No thoughts, only Miles Edgeworth. Yeah, but I definitely remember less of this game as I thought I did. I think I remember like the culprits, which might make it not fun, but I don't remember any of the story or like how we got there. Which is fine, because like Ace Attorney is never really about finding out who did it, because it's usually very obvious, but it's more about finding out how they did it and why they did it. Okay. Alright. Good night. Bye. See you tomorrow, where I'll continue to look through Nook and Crannies. I need to come up with a better title name. I guess that's a problem for tomorrow me.